And we're live.
And we're live.
We're
everybody,
live.
welcome to another E&M Coffee Meet. Today we have plenty of
Coffee.
special guests as always. We have NeZoomie, we have Rhodz, we have Halogen, we have Steve Levant, John Valant, Tobtok, and I always fuck up your name. James, tell me one more time.
It's Auvic. I'm American.
God,
It
I
looks
can't say
how
that.
it sounds. Like it's not some kind of European trick. It looks how it sounds. Auvic. Simple.
I got you,
No
bro.
choice. Hey. Please don't say
I always
Avicii
have
either, because I get
trouble
that so much.
So
I
who's
always call
actually
me
got
Avicii.
something to drink?
I do.
Oh fuck, shit.
I haven't
Coffee.
drinking it yet.
God damn it,
No
Steve.
Water. The elixir of life.
The elixir of life.
Elixir of life.
They fucking there's this image on Google that I saw a while back that they took the Earth and they separated it into two globes to where it's like water and then what's land and air, and it's fucking like if you take all that and fuck, I don't even know what I was trying to fucking say. It's like mostly air.
Oh man.
Oh god.
I was trying to sound smart and it didn't fucking work.
The game we yeah.
Give
Fuck
me
his
metal. So Steve, that song that you dropped on the channel,
Yes.
how long did that take you to actually make?
It took me 2 days.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I was having a no live weekend and I created it in like 14 hours straight. It was pretty insane.
Is that the song Two Worlds?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, that was a good song. Like 14 hours straight?
Yes. It's and yeah, I don't count the mastering, but the mastering took me like 3 days because
Did you actually take 3 days to master? What do you do then?
well, I just try to master it and I'm like, nah, this is not going to sound good. So I start all over again and then I fuck up again and again and again
Yeah, it's
until this thing
Sounds
goes. I have to thank Sonic Cells for this because he helped me.
Process. Well, what's your master chain look like?
You have to ask Sonic Cells. He in the end, Sonic Cells helped me to master it.
Gotcha.
Shit. Like how long have you been producing?
2 years, probably.
Oh, that's cool.
Fuck, that's short, man. I've talked to people that have been doing it for like
10
6,
years.
7 years and still are having like a rough time doing it. And the stuff that you've put out in like 2 years, that track, I really love that track. I listen to it a lot.
Thank you.
So it's fucking crazy that you've only done that in 2 days, let alone you did that within like a 2 days time. Like that's fucking
Well,
nuts.
if you got no life, then yeah.
No life is the key. That's the key to being a great producer is you have no life.
So that explains Harpo.
Well, it's all,
When you were out getting coffee and whatnot, like I was kind of creeping on like your fucking webcam and stuff. What do you have in your studio? I noticed the keyboard and shit and the mic. Like, what do you have? It looks like a nice ass.
Oh, wait a second. Small, tiny tool. There is a push there. 2 7-inches, 2 Yamas. Then we have a bass and a guitar. And that's pretty much it. There is
That's
a
fucking
software.
When you look up like bedroom producers, like you look up their setup and stuff, some of them have ridiculous setups. Like, and some of them, you know, some people are just working off of like a $25 like MIDI keyboard, you know?
That's me.
Like, straight up. That's nuts. But like, how much do you like? Did you just build that up over time, like all your equipment and stuff?
Yeah, well, I had more stuff, I had more controllers. I was playing more live before. Then I was like, yeah, whatever, I'm gonna produce more. So now, basically use just push and the keyboard, the mic occasionally, and the bass and the guitar. Just yeah, you can really replace them. I mean, you can. I use samples from time to time. I use that. That's it. It's not a lot of stuff. More a software guy.
Of course. Now, like last time we never got into it and stuff. I talked to a lot of JT and Chuck New and stuff, but I never actually got around to asking you like, how long have you been doing this? Like you said, you have bass guitars and stuff like that. Like I take it electronic may have not always been, your, aim, or did you just kind of like I want to make music one day,
Well, it was the other way around. I started with electronic, doing electronic for a lot of time, and then it was like, well, really, I want this lap bass to be like mine and not like the simple one. And I guess I was listening to Franco Philippe or something. It was a Funky Panda compilation. And it was like, I really like this sound. I want control over this bass. But it's like no more than 1 year and a half or something.
Wow.
Shit.
Do you find it easier to make your own sounds or use samples? Like you said, you wanted to, the bass or whatever to be your own, your sample and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you like to create your own samples, or do you like to go through sample libraries, stuff like that, just kind of work with that?
It really depends. I use samples. I use also drum synthesizer, and usually layer them. So I have like basic 808 or 909 equalize, and then on top, some the addictive ones are good too. And then it's just layer processing, and then compressor and all the stuff until it sounds like the way I want. So
That's
it's a lot
crazy.
of process, and it really depends on what you want to do. Also with the bass, it was a different thing because you drop a synthesizer, that's it. Then where you have to record that first and compress it. It's completely.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you wrote.
Hey,
hi.
like, okay, so I've been listening to all the releases that you've released with us. They're honestly some of my favorite stuff. I really like the electro feel. Oh, some of my favorite tracks, as far as EDM goes, is I do like some of the new disco and electric swing stuff, but I really like kind of like heavy electro. It's not something we typically upload here on E&M, but it's one of my personal favorites and stuff. What's your musical process when you're, making and producing?
It depends on every track, really. When it comes to singles like that, it's pretty simple. I have an idea. I have, a concept, and I just run with it. Usually, it doesn't take me long, but when it comes to big albums like the one that's coming out next month, that one takes, albums really take a long time for me, even though there's only 12 tracks, and if I release them as all singles or worked on them as singles, probably get them done really fast, but because it's an album, it took me 2 years to write it. Yeah, so the process is basically like, just like every other song, I have something I want to express, so I have a concept and I just run with it, see where it goes.
Have you tried, like, in this album of yours that you're working on, are you looking to collaborate with anybody, or is it all just going to be straight up you?
The first part, it's in two parts. The first part has 2 singers on it, so I guess 2 of them are collaborations. The next part, because it's in 2 parts, 24 tracks, 12 each. The next part definitely has a lot more collabs. Because there's a lot of stuff that I won't be able to do that I'm gonna need help with,
Yeah, I gotcha. How many tracks are in this album? Is it like an EP, like a short EP, or is it gonna be like a full blown album?
In total, it has 24 tracks.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I just finished 12, which is, it's done. It's signed and everything. It's coming out next month. And that 12 took me 2 years.
Jesus.
Where is it going to sound?
Wait, what?
What's the label?
Oh, Audiophile Live.
Oh no shit. They're based out of Dallas, right?
Yeah, or Houston or something like that.
It's
not
one
too
of them.
sure.
Yeah, they live near me.
Yeah.
How long have you been working with them?
For 2 years now. Yeah.
No shit. That's.
Damn.
Didn't you say that
sorry,
album took 2 years to make?
That's long.
It took 2 years to make, yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
And
Is
this
it all
is
like one style? Is it all electro, or is it like multiple different kind of stuff? Like, what were you trying to experiment with?
It's multiple different stuff. The album is basically expressions of a lot of important events that happened to me personally, or like
Oh, no
not
shit.
even events, like people, perspectives, etc. And
How did you use that to like influence your music? Like, a lot, EDM is a lot of, just beats and shit. But like, how
Well-
did you take that to, influence your own life? Like,
Quite honestly, I don't really see my music as dance music.
uh-huh. Well, that's
It's
good.
definitely, yeah. I mean, it's definitely influenced by like house, which is dance music and etc. But in my eyes, it's more just electronic. So the inspirations, it's gonna evoke some emotion from whatever I go through or whatever I experience, and when I write music, that's what I want to express.
Yeah.
An idea or like a feeling, and then start from there, pretty much.
That's crazy. Like, I'm glad that, you think that way. I find a lot of, at least locally here, obviously, you guys are all over the place, all around the world. But a lot of people like to just fucking copy and paste samples, And it's nice that you feel that, not only just because it's electronic music, just because you may or may not have vocals or whatever, doesn't mean you can't express like what this song means to you,
Oh yeah, no, you definitely can. It's always gonna be open for interpretation to your fans or whoever listens to it. But as long
Of
as
course.
to you, like, as long as you think you expressed it well, then.
So John, we'll hit you up next. Now, you work for YourEDM, right? You're a writer.
Yeah, right.
So what's it like working with them? Like, what are your responsibilities and stuff?
Mainly cover news when it's needed. If not, it's kind of like you do your own stuff. Like I reach out to artists, labels, management for like music I'm interested in. So like a lot of the things I cover, I'm personally invested in. So like I'll reach out to an artist and be like, "Hey, I dig what you're doing. I want to like help you in the future with covering your music."
Cool.
What do you look for to like pick like, oh, I'm gonna write an article over this? Like what are you aiming for?
Sincerity in the music, like it feels like they're trying to express something and they have something like they want to get out there, not like they're trying to like pander to a certain audience or to a certain crowd. Like there's a lot of like even in Future House, like you can tell when something's made with the intention of like being Oliver Heldens ripoff, or if it's made to his like, hey, I actually get this sound, I want to make my own version of it.
See, you fucking get it, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Like, so I take you before we actually went live. You were telling me you're writing a story right now. What was that about?
It's about this new piece of tech that combines the Oculus Rift and like some motion control gloves to let you use Ableton like a launch pad, but like virtual reality.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that fucking crazy? So, how long have you been with YourEDM?
Since about August in the summer last year.
Oh,
So,
no
like,
shit. How do you like it there?
It's really good. It's a good environment, very open. They're very like receptive to my ideas, and they're very like open-minded.
Is it tedious, or do you like what?
Sometimes it's tedious when it's like.
Is there just like, oh fuck,
It's like when there's like deadmau5 and Skrillex. It's kind of like another story with these guys, but it's like give and take. Like it's news, it's relevant. It's like I enjoy it. And there are like obviously like if someone's like, hey, check out my song, I made 5 minutes of vengeance samples, and like it's bigger than like 100 times. I'm like that's a little annoying, but besides that, it's good.
Shit. That's cool, dude. Like, okay, so say that you're asked to write an article,
Yeah.
So do you typically just go out and like find artists, or do they come to you? Are they like, oh hey, here's the thing, like we get submissions here at E&M, for whatever reason.
Well, it's more like I have a network of people I know who like find music and meet myself on a daily basis. Like I'll spend like 3+ hours in SoundCloud a day just looking for new tracks. So like if I find somebody, I'll just hit an artist up and be like, in the future, if you have anything you want to send me over, I can help you cover it, whatever. So I like the idea of like supporting certain stuff. Like right now, the future scene, like future bass, future beat, trap, and all that's really exploding, and the creativity is unreal right now. That stuff. So I like finding little gems there that no one really knows about.
How long, like, do you expect to be doing this for like years and years to come and stuff? Like, what is your goals with it?
It's not the end goal, but it's more a stepping stone, I think, in a lot of ways. Like probably 2 years doing it and then move on to something else. But for now, I'm just out of high school, so it's a good way to do time and like build a resume and experience.
How did you get the job there?
I knew someone who over Facebook who wrote for the site. He sent me an album, and I'm like, this is really good. I want to write a review on this album. And they let me write a guest review. they enjoyed it. They're like, hey, do you want to write for us full time? I'm like, sure.
That's fucking cool, man.
It was yeah. It was
So like,
kind of out of the blue.
you know, I don't want to dive too much into like their secrets and shit, you know. But like, as far I know, you're just a writer, but like, what as far as the site goes, what are they aiming to achieve? You know, like what are they heading for? You know.
I think it's kind of a hard question to answer. Like, obviously, there's we're news driven in a lot of ways in our page, our Facebook page, and like we try and cover news, but we're also each like independently driven by like trying to support music we love and like what like. I'm more like I said, future bass, trap, like house, electro, and all that. I know my friends into like dubstep and drum and bass, and you like support that. So we all have our own personal agendas and like what we're trying to do and support. But overall, we're all just trying to like showcase good music and like trying to help the scene.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Like I see your website around a lot and stuff, and it's really cool that you guys are working so hard and you're passionate about what you do. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are fucking crazy, dude.
I don't know what the fuck is happening right now.
You know what's fucking crazy, Steven?
Hey, Mom, can I have a pussy, please?
Is I'm pretty sure that
God damn
people
it.
can see what you're fucking typing on this live stream.
That's not good.
Oh, shit. No, but I mean, it doesn't fucking matter. You know, like the whole purpose of this coffee meet, it's not supposed to be anything too serious. It's just us hanging out, talking, and getting to know each other. Really, it's not supposed to be like super professional or whatever. I don't care.
I don't think people I don't think people
shit.
can see the chat, but yeah.
But it is nice to like actually get to know you guys and like actually show people, what you guys are doing. Not only that, I know it says like keep in mind that viewers doesn't also account. This is being streamed across multiple platforms and stuff. Not saying there's like 1 million views right now or anything, but there's more people than that. So hey, we'll hit Valant. I've listened to a couple of your tracks. I really dig them. Like, what about you? Like, what do you do? Would you say that your musical process is the same as as we've talked about so far? Or do you vary between like what's been said?
It really just depends on what the original idea is. Like, sometimes I would sit down with just a really good drum loop or start off with a really good melody. It just depends. Like, generally I try to find a good idea first and then work on that instead of working on something for 2 weeks and then ending up with an average result because the idea wasn't that good to begin with. So yeah, it's more about finding the right ideas for me.
Do you find like, here's something that I like hear a lot from producers and stuff, is like so many times that producers, they'll make a track and then just totally just scrap it. They'll work really hard on it forever and then just scrap the track. Like, does that happen a lot to you? Like,
yeah, totally. I've done this in the past, but the thing is, as I get more experienced, I realize that this starts happening way and way less than normal. Because the ideas I come up with these days are actually just meant to be finished.
Do you work on a track until it's perfected?
Yeah, of course. You want to like work on it until it's as good as it can be, but you don't want to be stuck on it forever. So you have to find a balance.
I gotcha. How long have you been doing this?
I've done it for about 3 years, and I think I'm gonna be 4 years soon. Yeah.
God damn. It's fucking crazy what you guys can do in such a short amount of time. Like, well, like I'm serious. Like, I've talked to producers that it's like I've been doing this for fucking 10 years and still haven't hit it big yet. And it's like, well, a lot of you guys are putting out
10 fucking years.
really good quality work, and it's ridiculous that it's like, oh, I've been doing it for 2 years, 3 years, Like, shit. That's fucking crazy.
I think it's partially because knowledge for production, like finding tutorials and whatever, it's way easier nowadays than it was back like 10 years ago. Like 10 years ago, there wasn't really that huge a community for EDM, and nowadays it's just really simple. So yeah.
That's true.
That's
like,
true.
do you think it's just dedication?
But a lot of people just don't get it. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, pardon me, I didn't get that.
Nah, I was just saying some people just don't get it, dude.
No, I meant, I'm coffee, not you.
Oh, sorry.
Well, no, like, I don't know. Like, do you think, like, there comes a point where it's just like, oh, I can't, like, no, I guess it, if they think it's a hobby, they can do it for fun. It doesn't have to be taken seriously. But, like you said, some people just don't get it, But they keep striving to keep pushing themselves out, Which, I mean, it's I don't know. Like, do you think it all comes down to dedication? Like, do you think if you actually like, oh, I'm gonna be good at this, it's possible, or do you just think like some people just don't? Like, do you think it's what the fuck am I trying to say? Like,
I know what
you
you're trying to
think
say.
some people just have it, some people don't.
God damn it.
It's both.
Well-
It's got to be both. It's never one thing. You know, a lot of people think like, oh, what's the key to success, or like, what's the key to being good? It's never one thing. It's like everything. You got to be. How people are famous, they're always like, oh, this guy, he got famous because all the connections. Like, not
Yeah.
really. Yeah, it's like connections, mad luck. He's really good at what he does. Like, and he has a lot of money, and like, it's everything. It's gonna be, everything. Can't be just one thing, honestly.
So what I think is what I think really depends. Wait, I think that your success really depends on is first off you start off with some basic skills sort of. That's like let's say you get like musical education as a kid, you start playing the piano or something, and that's what you have to work with later on. So like that's your basic talent sort of that you start out with, and after that it only depends on your dedication and your willpower. You have to push yourself really hard and practice a lot and try to get really good at mixing and making sounds and everything. And also you have to work really hard on your connections and everything. So let's say everyone starts out with different basic talent and skills and opportunities, but anyone can go anywhere if they are dedicated enough. And that's what I strongly believe in.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's true. And like the whole thing, it's like passion. You know, if you have passion, you're gonna work on it so much harder than something you don't want to work on. You know what I mean? Like, like if you have passion, you don't need to. That's the cool thing about passion. You don't need to ask someone if they have passion. You see it. You know, it's like it's so visible, and you can even hear it. You know, we talk about music.
Hearable.
Huh? Yeah, I mean.
Hearable.
That's why that's the cool thing about passion, and then the more you love it, the more time you're gonna spend on it, the more dedication, the more effort, and then you just naturally, it's inevitably you're gonna get better. That's what passion does, you know.
Yeah, but connections help too. I mean, we're getting a lot of help from artists that have already made it. So it's like when you know a lot of these tutorials online, it doesn't mean that they know what they're doing, but people who have already made it, they know what they're doing. So we're getting a lot of help from like people who are like huge, and you know we play a lot of shows, so opening up for them a lot helps. Building those connections.
There's no one way to kill a horse.
Yeah,
Totally.
but if you're gonna kill a horse, just fucking shoot it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it really helps to know people that have who are already there because they already know all the secrets. Obviously, when you post your stuff online, you don't. I mean, for me, I've been doing this shit since I was like 16. So it's one of those things where I've worked so hard. I'm not like these geniuses who've done it in 2 years. I've been working so hard that when people come up to me like, how do you do this? I'm like, you know what? I don't really want to tell you because like I spent so long trying to learn this shit, and I'm not going to just give you a crash course right here. But when you get respect from artists that have already gotten to that point, they're willing to help you out. So it's like, hey, you respect my music, like that's cool, but like, how did you make it sound like this? Because like I want to do that, and they tell you. In this sense.
Well, they kind of like leech off of your experience, all the stuff that you went through to actually figure it out,
Yeah, they're like, okay, I respect you because I've seen you, you've paid your dues, you know what you're doing, and I respect, like, your music enough to at least help you to get to the point where it sounds professional. It's not even that it's the music is, it just needs that extra kick, and they understand that. So, I mean, that's at least my experience.
But for me, it's also about for me, it's also like about curiosity because when you work in music, if you don't want to try new genres or new styles of music, if you stick to one genre, you will not like your music will sound like linear. I don't know how to say it, but yeah, if you really try different stuff and try to experiment, you will really be good. Because it's about also about to try stuff that inspire you and stuff like that. I don't really know how to say this.
I get what Rhodz means.
Yeah.
Like you're curious enough to expand and try different stuff, stylistically and composition and everything. I think that's all part of the passion too. You love music. Why limit yourself or be in this narrow path when you could just branch out and do a whole bunch of other cool stuff,
Yeah, like copies. Like a lot of
Yeah,
people.
but there is kind of a physical effect where, especially if you're doing like a lot of music for live shows, where you need to make sure that you are giving them something that they came to your show to hear in some way. And if you just get too spread out and everywhere, then people might not understand it in your live performance.
We
Oh
had
yeah,
a song
that's different.
We opened up for Slander on Friday, and we were playing this track that we've had on our SoundCloud for like a really long time, and we played the whole thing out for like the first time because we have this bootleg we've always played, and the delay on the one of this Plex we had was like bouncing off all the walls, and we looked at each other, we're like, oh shit, that's it. So like it sounds normal with headphones on, but in the club it's like nope, not working. So it was really weird. We were like, next track, please, just move on.
Yeah.
It must be so awkward.
It wasn't awkward. I mean, I didn't even know if they could hear it because we had monitors to the left and right. And I was like, "You hear that?" And he was like, "Yeah, I hear that." I was like, "Do they hear that?" He's like, "I don't know."
It might have been like bouncing off the back wall and coming back to us, but it was just like crazy how much it changed in the club as far as stereo dynamics.
It was like a breakdown, but it sounded like we were playing drum and bass. It was like, like whoa.
Have you guys had any like really bad technical issues during a live show that have been like just?
Oh my god, we were playing at this club. It is one of the biggest clubs in Atlanta, and then like randomly, his computer just like shut off.
Oh.
And there's tons of people on the club.
Oh my god.
No noise. And he looked at the guy and goes, "What the fuck, man?" And it was clearly our fault. But we looked at the guy and he's like, "Oh," well, the back engineer's like, "Oh shit, my bad." Like, well, and the owner's like, "Yeah, get your shit together." And we're like, "Yeah, get your shit together."
It probably happens about once a year, where it's just like the most embarrassing, like shut up, and the music just stops. Everybody looks at you, and you're just like, "I'm sorry, don't hate me."
You gotta make a big deal out of it, though. You gotta kick a speaker or yell at someone. Because if you don't do that, then the audience is like, "Oh, these DJs are terrible." But you just,
Did you guys get it fixed eventually?
Fuck you, Steve.
Say what?
Oh my god.
Did you guys get it fixed at the show?
Yeah, we fixed it, but there's like a minute and a half of no music playing in a room full of people trying to dance.
Yeah,
true. That's
luckily
That's when you tell your mama jokes.
Oh. Yeah, you get on the mic, you're like, "How are you guys doing tonight?"
Yeah.
And they're like,
Your mama's
Holy
Hard
shit.
in the motherfucking paint.
I hope I'll never have to do that. Oh my god.
down ice in the middle of the tables. Like, take that bottle, take that bottle thing, move it out of the way, take the bucket of ice, and just ALS awareness.
Oh my god. That minute must have seemed like an hour.
Yo, yeah. Oh, it's because you sit there and it's like when the whole club's filled with noise and then it goes to nothing. It's like, oh my, I mean, at a party it's fine. I mean, it's like, oh man, but at a whole club filled with like hundreds of people, it's more than just birds chirping. It's like, oh shit, yeah, it's.
Didn't just fucking stop already.
It's still like the silence is almost weird for a second.
Yeah.
Didn't you guys have like a CDJ with like a backup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's we do that now, but this is like early on when we first started playing big shows.
Oh yeah.
That it was
We weren't using CDJs at the time. We were using like an S4.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see that S4 on the side.
Yeah. I see that S4.
Yeah, Valentina's. I see that S4 on the side of your. Yeah.
Fucking John said he's got an S8, and I was like, what the fuck's an S8? He's like, I only thought they're S4s and S2s, and I was like, no, it's an S8. It's got a whole screen and shit. I'm like, no fucking
It's
shit.
not even make CDJs anymore. They're coming out with XDJs because they've given up on CDs.
Well,
They're like
CDs have vinyl.
I haven't
like
seen a
$1,000 less
CD in
each.
so long.
Yeah,
Like, it's been a long time.
I've seen
Everything
some
digital.
break DJs do it.
I don't even know what a CD is. What is that?
What the fuck's a CD?
I don't know.
How do you guys DJ now? Like, do you go USB or do you go because you said you do with your laptop?
What I'm doing now is HID mode through the CDJs, so I use them as through Tractor, and then I used them as a controller and as a sound card, and then I used the mixer to mix live. So
I have an X1 too.
I kind of like having an original setup that nobody else uses, because I'll get up there and they'll be like, "What is he doing? Like, how is he using the CDJs with it? Like, is he using an Audio 4 or something?" Or...
We have to get creative because as a duo, you know, you get there's two people up there, and it's like, I'm doing a lot of the effects and stuff, and doing a lot of the other stuff. But there's times when you just have to, like, you know, grab the mic and, you know, hype up the crowd, because otherwise you're just gonna be fucking standing there. But yeah, I mean,
we use an X1 also for the effects, studio extra stuff.
Shit. So you guys are both doing stuff at the same time. Like, it's never just like one guy's doing everything and swap or whatever, you know?
Well, there was a while where, I mean, he didn't really know how to. He was more the producer when I met him, and it's kind of we both merged and like taking over each other's tasks. But he didn't know how to like beat match or anything like that.
Yeah,
so
our first show that we played together after we met was opening for Knife Party at the biggest venue in Atlanta. So
I was just about to fucking bring them up. I'm a huge Knife Party fan, but if you watch them live, one of them's pretty much mixing the entire time. The other guy's the MC.
We were right after the show when they were playing. We were taking Patron shots with Knife Party, like, on stage during their performance, and he was not doing like anything at all. It was Rob Swire who was doing it.
But isn't he an MC?
Rob Swire produced everything anyways. Like,
Rob
Swire.
Rob Swire is a weird dude.
He's so weird.
We went to a strip club with him afterwards, and we're like,
fucking
Rob, what kind of stripper do you want? Who do you like? What kind of strippers do you like? I like dead ones.
Oh my god.
What the
fuck? That's a different market. I can't.
He's like, oh, just kidding. I'm like, I don't know what they do over in New Zealand, but is not.
Oh my god.
That shit is weird.
How long were you chilling with them?
Like most of the night. They weren't ready to go home, but one of our friends we actually had just met him at the time, and he became a good friend of ours now, but he was basically blacked out at this point, and he came with us, and he blacks back in, and there's like a stripper giving him a lap dance, so he just like, and we had to leave because he put his fingers in her butt or something.
What
the fuck? So, yeah.
Be careful.
He assaulted a stripper, so we had to leave. And they were like, we don't want to go yet. We're not done. And we're like, no, we're going to the hotel.
Oh my
god. A lot of weird people. It's funny when you meet like artists and they're just like not what you expect.
One thing that's great is in Atlanta's electronic scene is it's fairly good, but it's not great for a major city in the U.S. And I always think about this article I read with Cascade, where he said that everybody knows Cascade is from Chicago, and that's where he started making music. But really, he got big when he moved to Salt Lake City, and he just owned his market completely. So he met everybody coming through town.
He's just like, I love Mormons.
And everybody knew who he was, and that's how he got bigger. So I think about that in Atlanta, we have access to a lot of people coming through because we're bigger in the city. So when people come in, it's not like they're being overwhelmed with people trying to like talk to them and stuff like that.
Right.
So that's how we ended up hanging out with Night Party or talking to Slander after we opened for them more and stuff like that.
That's so fucking neat. Would you say that like where you live, like for an instance, like if you lived in just some rinky-dink middle of fucking nowhere, but you made great music, and then you had another producer that was decent, but he lived in like a thriving EDM city or whatever, who do you think would do better?
It's so much. Okay. Well, you're talking about.
It really depends on the quality of music to start off. First of all,
of course.
If this guy
what I'm trying to say is location.
Yeah. Yeah, location does help definitely.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where if you're in a smaller city, you're not get. We have. I don't know how to do this. Our manager is really well connected within the community here in Atlanta. So if it was in a different city, I don't feel like if I was in Ozark, Arkansas, that like I would be able to hang out with this artist. And when you meet artists, you get familiar with them, and people come back all the time. So we actually, I mean, Brill's texts us every time he comes to Atlanta, just because we see him every time he comes here.
Atlanta's also a really bass-heavy city, so a lot of bassier DJs are the ones that we end up hanging out with more. we opened for Data Life, but like we barely even talked to them when they came through because they're so big that like they just wanted to get in and get out.
And throw bananas everywhere.
Yeah, and threw bananas and champagne everywhere.
Do you guys actually have like electronic scene where you come from, where it's actually like a lot of people DJing and producing and stuff like that? Because I come from a fairly small city, and there's like we have we have like Oliver Nelson and Skogsro and the guys that I actually have on my same management, but that's just a weird coincidence. But
right. But I think that that's kind of also a good thing because it influences our music because we have to make music that people want to dance to. We have to make dance music because we want to play at our tracks. And we can't, if we want to make, this, I mean, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the stuff that I made before I met him, before I started playing shows, was like very experimental, very a lot of violins and strings and stuff. And now I'm just, he's like, I'll make a song and he'll come in and be like, nope. People are not. They're not gonna feel that.
You need to keep the beat going.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
But that's. I mean, I'm just saying. Like, if I was in a smaller city, I feel like I would be more influenced to make things that weren't necessarily inclined to make people want to dance or move and stuff. Which it really does affect that.
Yeah. When
no, go ahead.
Yeah. When I started out like producing, I was basically the only one in my whole country who did this kind of music that I did, and I sort of like got to know like all of the guys that I knew that did similar stuff and who like this whole scene. It wasn't like constricted to a city; it was like the whole world. But we were still like just maybe like 100 people doing it.
There's only 100 people in your country?
No, no. What I mean, like that this whole like new disco scene that I'm in was like really small when I started out in like 2010.
So over there is like the more tech house and deep house. Is that more popular over there?
No, not at all.
Really?
Like, nobody even knows what tech house is here. It's like. Obviously, we have guys like Avicii and Alesso and Axwell and Ingrosso's Swedish House Mafia, so naturally all that kind of like progressive EDM is really popular, as well as spinning records track, I don't know.
Yeah.
But we're starting to get like a bit more into, people are getting more into deep house and new disco, and especially like this whole Scandinavian Kygo sound that's
Tobias.
Get a message, yeah?
This is kind of off topic, but do you have any info on Televisor's EP?
Yeah, I have a lot of intel actually.
Anything you can share?
I'm not sure. I might have done a remix for them, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, you might. Nice.
Yeah.
We don't know that though.
Yeah, I can say that it's a great it's a great EP. And also one of my friends have done a brilliant remix in the package, and yeah, they're great guys.
Okay, yeah. Cool. So I got a question for Rhodz actually. I mean, you're living in France, and you definitely have that French influenced electro sound. First of all, like, do you hear that a lot more in clubs? And second of all, were you influenced by like probably like some Justice type people and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. I've been a lot influenced by them. Mainly by the drum and like synthesis, like I don't know what to say. But yeah, I've been like influenced by others French producers like Sébastien. Justice and Promotional. The fuck?
No.
I don't know why he's laughing.
Yeah, he's laughing so hard.
Fuck you. just cut it out, man.
He's not even on camera anymore.
You're just here to make fun. What the hell?
He fucking died. Look at him. He's not even there.
Well.
Alright, go ahead. I don't know what's up with him.
Someone's high.
He got shot.
Oh, no, he's walking around. Oh. What the fuck happened, dude?
What? I saw a silly. Wait, hold
What happened?
on. I saw a silly picture on Instagram. I didn't want to ruin the seriousness of the show.
Holy shit! No. Fucking Valant said you got shot. You like fell off the tree, then you were gone for a solid like 2 minutes.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm back in business.
Hey, I have a question for you. You said you're where you live. You know, there's not a lot of people listening to the music you're producing. Like, what made you want to like start producing that type of music then, if you weren't?
Actually, like these days, we have quite a few. Like obviously this year has been pretty good for me, but also like when I started, I was actually like just discovering old school disco, and I sort of like started sampling, you know, this French touch thing, because I didn't know anything else, and I got into all kinds of French touch like Alan Braxton, Fred Falk, and obviously Justice and Daft Punk and all those stuff. I just wanted
French
to.
people.
Yeah, actually, there was a shitload of people still today. They write to me in French and comment all my tracks in French because they think I'm French, but yeah, I'm not. Even now, when I released the EP on Kitsune, like even more people like writing everything in French, and yeah, it's starting to get a bit annoying.
All the comments are from Rhodz.
Yeah.
What? Why are you so popular? Stop being so
fuck.
popular.
Stop being so popular.
Okay. I'll try.
So, I got another question. John, so you write for YourEDM, right?
Yeah.
I know a couple of writers over there. I know. Did you know Patrick Shannon?
Yeah, I know Patrick. Patrick's cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he just left for EDM.com. I've been kind of wondering how YourEDM felt about it when he left to go do that.
It was on pretty good. It was on pretty good terms. He made a post in our team group about it. He mentioned to us that he was thankful to work with all of us. No one was like upset or anything. It was more just like he was moving on. We understood that he had his time with EDM and like it was over.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, he's a great guy. I mean, I figured he wouldn't just leave.
No, he didn't just
like,
leave out of the blue. He was like long posts about like how he experience he had with us and all that, and like we were on good terms.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Just wondering.
What? I'm unfamiliar with him. Like, what did he do for the site?
He was more so just a writer like me. Like we have a lot of writers and photographers and like people in the back end and stuff like for the site's code and all that.
Yeah, well, he left and now he's doing editor-in-chief over at EDM.com for the blog side of things.
Yeah, we lost Daniel. We lost Daniel a couple months ago as well for like the dubstep SoundCloud they have.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Is this whole blog thing or the blog, all the big EDM blog network? Is that a sort of like a business that you can sort of live out of, or how does it actually work in terms of like, it being a real job? Because I know
currently I work like part-time at a pizza place, but the writing thing doesn't pay for me presently speaking, but there I guess the potential is there for ad revenue and traffic and all that. It potential exists, but right now it's not paying right now.
Yeah, it's a stepping stone to other jobs also.
Yeah,
like you
I know.
PR management,
music festivals and stuff like that, artist management.
I know a guy who worked with I think he still is writing for Dancing Astronaut, and he later got employed by At Night as head of PR, so that's pretty massive.
Yeah, you gain a following, you network within the blogosphere with a bunch of people that want to get involved in other things, really.
Yeah, from what I know, it's like in music as a business or as an industry in a whole, it takes a lot of time to actually like build up your brand and build up your name until you can actually start making money. But once you still get your foot in there, and when you kind of get the reputation that you need, there's plenty of ways to make money or just make a career out of it, which is quite cool.
Well, one of my friends he helped start Fist in the Air. The other one still owns it, but he moved on to I don't know if you guys have seen FAF magazine. It's supposed to be like fratasfuckmagazine.com, and he's making decent money. I mean, it's like direct competition with like Total Frat Move, basically. And he's getting a ton of traffic now.
Is that some kind of like college thing, like frat?
Yeah, it's like a college thing. Yeah, fraternity. Fraternity is fun.
That's like American Pie.
Yeah, it's like American Pie type people. But he made some money, but he makes a lot more money through the ad traffic on the new website.
Yeah.
Just like stepping stoned it from there.
Cool.
I think in a lot of ways, being a writer is kind of like interning at an office or whatever. It's kind of like a place to get experience, like learn a bunch, but you don't make much money out of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've heard bloggers, like, depending on which blog you work for, can make potentially a good amount of money.
You can make money with blogging, right? But a lot of times I feel like there's some people who like sacrifice integrity and be like, this song's fantastic. It's like garbage bigger track. They'll like hype it up, and then you listen to it, it's like, this is really, really bad.
Yeah, I've read about, I think it's EDM.com, like, taking money to, like, promote tracks and stuff.
Yeah, I've heard about that as well.
Oh, seriously?
I heard that about
the Deepstart program or whatnot. They do stuff. I've seen the email that they use for it, but they try to keep it on the down low.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, it's smart, but it ends up like, I think it backfires for themselves because
the funny thing is, EDM.com won't get you exposure in any sense. Like having your song there doesn't do anything for you. Like
the views are real though, so promotion through other things. At least we'll just post our songs straight onto their page. But if you pay them, the idea is that you're getting that traffic through your page. They'll do it for free if you actually just let them post it.
Yeah.
Honestly, like getting support from any blog with SoundCloud or like even NSHQ or like Oslo won't do you that much good unless your music. You have to like wait for time and build like a brand over time. Like you can't just like one release and then they blow up.
Hey boss.
I've gotten mixed reviews from professionals when I ask them about it, honestly.
I don't know. EDM.com, like I did a mix for them like back in the summer for their electro SoundCloud. And, like I only DJ, right? So I produce, but like out of like I got 60,000 plays on it, like 5 new followers.
No, we did it every time we go on there. We get at least a couple hundred followers off our track.
I don't know. But
so we have like 4 releases on the electro channel, and one of them got like 500 followers, and the other 3 got like 300, 200, 150 probably. I think it went down, like it went from like the 200 to the 500, and then it went down over time, I guess, because it's a lot of the same people monitoring it.
Yeah. I don't know, I feel like EDM.com has occasionally good tracks, but a lot of stuff they put up there isn't like up to snuff in quality, in my opinion.
That's the thing with people like paying, and they end up posting a lot of kind of not so good music. So it will backfire for them because they will lose a lot of like genuine following for people who actually come there to discover music.
Yeah, it backfires for the blog more than it does for the people paying.
Yeah. Exactly. So I think in the long run they will lose money out of it rather than
Well, like you guys remember you guys know the Chainsmokers, right? Their song Polka Dots.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was god awful. But anyways, when it came out, all these blogs were like saying this is really good, this is great, this is an amazing free track from the Chainsmokers. Then my editor was like, hey John, do I cover this track? I'm like, it's kind of garbage, I don't really feel like it. And he's like, wait, can I do a negative review on this? He's like, sure thing. I wrote this article, I'm like, this is like a 14-year-old's attempt to do Martin Garrix's Vengeance samples, blah 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 blah. I tweeted it to them like as a joke, and then like they got really pissed at me, and they just like started replying all these tweets and then deleting everything.
Yeah, I think Chainsmokers is a great example of absolutely selling out. I mean, even I, who isn't really into this whole EDM sound, they did sort of decent stuff, but then after the selfie tracks got so successful, they just ended up doing like internet culture, like absolute shit tracks.
They got big off the Hype Machine stuff. I mean, we just got our last track got big on Hype Machine, and it got us like 80,000 plays off of that one track.
Yeah, Hype Machine is actually like what a lot of people doesn't realize.
Yeah.
It's still massive. You can get. I've seen like a lot of my most successful tracks. I can get like well over like 200,000 plays from Hype Machine alone. Because if you go to number one, there's like a lot of people listening to it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It was even bigger before, like a couple of years ago. And people like, oh, is Hype Machine really like does it really matter? But I think it do because there's still like a lot of industry people that monitors the charts and.
Well, like if you're a promoter, right? Look at Hype Machine, see like, oh, this artist is like number one Hype Machine. That probably means a good thing. So you probably want to hire them for your shows. If you see like, oh, you're on number one Hype Machine, yeah, we need you to do for opening sets.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, we made it to number 2 like last week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was really weird how the algorithm works or whatever, because we were like at number 2 and we were there for like 5 days, and then it just like poof, gone. We're like, whoa, what happened?
Yeah, I think they refreshed the whole thing. Like a track can only be on Hype Machine for 3 days, like the chart, and then it gets removed.
Yeah,
it's a great way to promo. I mean, we ended up sending. I mean, we're not even released on ENM yet. We're supposed to come out in February, but after that, we sent a collab we were doing with our friends in San Francisco. Let it be known, and then we were shopping around, and then it so happened that Ninth Parallel has the same manager as us, and he's on ENM, so then we forwarded it through him. But I don't think it's weird how things happen, because I don't think that would have happened if we hadn't done the Hype Machine track in the first place. So it's weird how just like one thing leads to another. Just use promo that you can from places to help build yourself up, and then one thing leads to another.
Yeah, I feel like Hype Machine's a lot different than what we've been using, because we've been going through like YourEDM and these blogs. But I feel like people don't go to YourEDM anymore to like check out music. They just go on there to see if Justin Bieber slapped Zed in the face.
Personally, I'm really over the whole idea of like the drama side of everything, because it's just so pointless. Like he's in Craything even. It's like it's one naked girl gets on stage and the whole world literally freaks out. It's like, do we not have sex ed?
I mean, yeah. I mean, but for some reason, like it's like the TMZ of the internet.
Yeah, all blogs are kind of going in that direction.
But isn't all of us sort of like interested about?
No, but I just can't stand like top 10 artist hairstyles. Like EDM.com did an article like the top DJ hairs.
Yeah, because I mean,
where did you find that article? That sounds interesting.
That's the best.
Just going all these blogs to actually find new music. Like a lot of the times you don't even find new music on there.
No, the problem is the problem with new music is no one cares about it unless they know the name. Like no one cares about a song unless they know the artist. Like brand is more important than the sound. Yeah. Like I premiered tracks that sound fantastic in like 100 plays because no one cares.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you gotta do like a remix of like a Backstreet Boys song for like anyone to click on it. But I do like going to YourEDM I do click on their links when it says dumb shit. I mean, we played on the same stage at Tomorrow World as the mermaid lady.
Yeah, the Flurmaid.
The Flurmaid. We played on that stage, and it happened like right after we got off, and I was like, wait, that fucking happened? We were like right there.
Yeah, what's funny is the guy that played on that stage is a friend of ours. The guy who was playing while the Flurmaid was doing that shit. And nobody cared about the music. They just cared about the Flurmaid dancing in the nasty ass water.
But I'll click on that.
Look at like marketing. It's like music doesn't mean anything in the industry. It's more of a brand and marketing. Like honestly, it's so much of the mainstream. Not as bad. It's just so uninspired.
Yeah. Well, that's how it is. Like the songs that are in top 40 or top 100 are top 100 because they're designed to do that thing. They're designed to be out there.
Yeah, but that's the thing with all music. It's sort of like you could kind of construct a perfect radio edit that's built for radio, and you master it in a special sound to fit for the compression on radio, whatever, or something that will work in clubs. I think the thing that you have to sort of separate between is electronic music as a functional sort of music and as a creative, like self-explored music.
Well,
Because there is a lot of music out there that's strictly just meant for clubs. It's not meant to be. It's not meant to have a deep meaning or a deep purpose or be like, oh, this is like creative. It's just deeply like this is mathematically construct to
Yeah,
get
it's like
people dancing.
casual music.
Like every big room song ever made.
Yeah. But I mean, the goal for us is to combine those things,
Yeah.
to use them.
Oh, that sounds like David Guetta.
Because I'm not trying to. Yeah.
Fuck.
With a little less acid. But I'm trying to combine those two things because I don't want to give
Steve, please.
we don't want to give up on making beautiful and great music that's true to ourselves, but we also want to make people dance at the same time.
I think like
So it's
There's
hard to
nothing wrong with that.
combine those things.
There's nothing wrong with that. What's wrong with
Yeah, I mean,
making people happy, right?
like Mozart was
Right.
a baller. He danced a lot.
Yeah.
Mozart was a ball.
I think EDM is really popular for making music because it's just good music, not as much because of like the clubby, like how is this gonna sound live? Is the structure right?
So
And
yeah,
stuff
we're
like that.
here to come in and ruin all that.
Yeah.
Well, look at something like Jersey Club. Jersey Club, for example. I don't know if you guys know what Jersey Club is. It's like
No, I don't know.
it's very underground because they don't like care for the internet stuff. But it's like 135 made for clubs. It's very unoriginal, very copy paste, very like generic for the most part. But it works in clubs. It's not for like listening at home, but it's very good club music.
It's where
Yeah,
that
do you
rock
think yes,
start noise came from in all the trap songs.
I don't
Yeah,
Who goes to clubs for the music? Like you go there just to like dance.
I disagree, right? Like I was at an all-ages show for Vice Zone because I'm like, yeah, I want to see Vice Zone Pierce Fulton. I got there at 9 p.m. and all I hear is big room and trap in every room.
Yeah, but the thing about it is when you start playing shows, you go to these things all the time, you like start to realize that it's the same thing over and over. And so as an artist, you rise above that at a certain point because we go to shows we don't even really have fun. We wouldn't even go in the crowd unless we were backstage having bottles with everyone. I feel like at a certain point it is super marketed to the masses, and we're trying to get to a point where we can play whatever we want because when we get to clubs and stuff, we're basically told what we can and cannot play for a lot of it.
But as fun as big room is, you can't dance to big room. Like you only go up and down, up and down, up and down. There's no like vibe.
Yeah. You can dance however you want, bro.
Yeah, but like there's no vibe to get. There's no vibe to get into because it's like 16 bar drop and there's like a breakdown that has no bass or any feeling to it.
Do you shuffle, bro? Do you even shuffle, bro?
You can almost say music is like.
That's what we should open up the next coffee room with, just a shuffle competition.
We're lying. Actually, every single show we play levels on repeat. So
Yeah.
Well, what else do you need? Wait.
And then backwards, and then the remix.
The Skrillex remix.
Yeah, the Skrillex remix.
That's the very peak of our set.
And animals.
Yeah. And then I get on the
The
microphone
Denmark
and I'm like,
version.
1, 2, 3, jump!
So everyone get really low. And then just jump up in the air, right? Oh, man.
Do you guys know Knife Party EDM Trend Machine, right? That song.
Yeah.
There's an edit I found which like drops into animals for like a split second and then back scratches into like the song.
Yeah, brilliant.
Guys, we
Dead
have
Mouse
1
and
minute.
Ultra. Dead Mouse and Ultra when he like put over
Oh, yeah.
That was so
I
fucking
knew
funny.
he was about to troll it. I was like, Dead Mouse cannot go through with this without trolling everyone.
It was so good.
Yeah.
We have 1 minute, guys.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna go ahead and cut it, guys.
Say something important quickly.
Hey, ball.
Thanks for watching. I have no fans. I don't deserve anything. Bye.
I just want to know if his dad is dating Selena Gomez. That's what I
Is that true?
Are they having sex together?
It looks like it.
It looks like it.
But isn't that like a big motivation for all of us? Nothing is impossible.
Steve, please.
No. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us for another E&M Coffee Meet. We're going to be here again next Wednesday, hopefully, and thank you guys for tuning in. guys.
Good.
Take it easy.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.